Well, the project today is to put that door in that opening. This is an old school door. I guess it was for a stairway or something. It's 39 3/4 inches wide, and it's all steel. It's got this kind of a door latch on it. Okay, if you can see that. It's got that panic bar on it and whatnot. I don't have this piece for this. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with that. But it's got to go in that opening. When I frame that opening, I always figure you can shim out, but you can't shim in without carving. So I didn't plan real well, but that opening is 40 and a half. 40. Now this door is an old school door from a stairway, and it's got this hinge on it, which looks like a replacement that looks okay. But this one was missing, and that one was missing. Now, why am I using this door? Well, to begin with, it's a 40-inch door. Our plan is to be able to take horses out through that way. Also, the door was relatively cheap. Now, if you haven't noticed during the last couple of years, I picked up that 32-inch door down there. It was unused at an auction. I paid about $5 for it. But that was 3 or 4 years ago. So now, if you look around for used doors, they're hard to find. Even a used door on Facebook is about $50, $75, and they're pretty rough. So I found these on Facebook Marketplace. I paid $75 a piece for them, but it gave me that full 40-inch width. So I think it'll be okay. It's a lot better than spending $250 for a 36-inch pre-hung door. Now, because I only have half a hinge, I took a look through my inventory, and I found this nice set of hinges with full ball bearings. These babies are expensive. You can see the name on it right there, Asa Abloy. This is a school hinge. What does it say there? Windstorm? But the set of hinges, some school district paid a couple $100 for those. I could use those with the full ball bearing rollers. I also had these hinges. I think I'll probably go with the brass, because why not save the good ones? Interesting how it has this string in there as a spacer. Okay, so we got a problem. This hinge does not line up. So there's your answer on that one. All right, let's see how tall this door is. You probably are telling me it's actually 79 and just over an eighth if I'd hold this straight. 79 and an eighth. Now this opening, I did not build a threshold. I'm using the concrete floor. Let's go to that board. So this opening, if you can see it, is about 80 5/8. So that's going to give a 1/2 inch gap combined between top and bottom. So if I figure that at an 1/8 of an inch, that would give me 3/8 of an inch. If I allow like an 1/8 of an inch at the top, it gives me a gap at the bottom of 1 3/8 of an inch. So I can put some kind of a threshold in there. So to hang it, What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down from the top of the door and get my hinge locations, mark them on the doorway, and I'll probably try to set them in properly. I have a Dremel tool. It's actually a Dremel router tool. I'm going to see if that'll work for me. So look, so I marked this. If you can see my pencil mark from the hinge. And I marked here and I marked there. Now I'm going to inset the thickness of the hinge. Well, I've dug out my little Dremel multi-tool. It's model 275 Type 5. It's got this little router attachment for it. I've set the depth of the router attachment to the depth of the hinge. And we're going to freehand it and see how we can do. Now I could set up, this has got a 2-inch, this is a circular base. I could set up a 2-inch guide over here and here, but let's see if I can freehand it. Well, there you have it. It's kind of crude. Like I said, you could put up a guide which would get rid of this waviness, put a couple of guides up. It wouldn't take too long, but this is okay for me because this is a shed. So that this is just pine, so this will smooth out just like the string in the door. So now I got to go find some screws. Go on. So there. That's the door. Looks pretty good, I guess. I mean, let's see how. It's pretty good. On our camper, to set the camper up, we always do a level test with the refrigerator door. Now you can see that door is closing, so that means the top is out, the bottom is in, but that's probably okay, and it's going to have a closer on the top, so I'd rather have a door fall closed than fall open. I wasn't quite happy with the way the door fit, so thought it might be the hinge, so I went back and found some other hinges that I had. I swapped them out, and the hinges were fine. But you know, the problem was in the metal in the old door. It kind of stretched a little bit, but it'll be okay. With the door. Maybe it's because I put it on upside down. Well, that's as good as it gets. It looks like there's a little bit of sag in the old door, so, but it's okay. It looks good. So on the bottom, I never cut out the outside board on the bottom of the building. I threw this 2x4 in there just because it fit. I think it came out of I don't know where I got it, but it fit. But it actually works as a stop. So maybe I did get that more square. Doesn't look too bad. Okay. All right, so there you have it. There's one old school door installed in my shed. Now, obviously, we're going to paint it. Even though the shed's all metal with metal trim, it's going to be painted. So I put in this trim here, and this, some people call it a jam extension or a jam. I call it the doorstop. So see how the, it's a doorstop. I'll probably put a piece of weather stripping along it, not to protect it from getting air leakage. You can see it's pretty close down here. There actually is a gap. But just to give a soft edge for it to touch against when it closes. This door is going to have a door closer on it, so yeah, that's just a way to get it done. I think it looks pretty good. Thanks for watching. That's the way I do it. Okay, I want to make a few final points here. So there's my door closer that goes on this door. It's got a cover that goes on it, and it works. So it'll open up like that. Okay. And then it'll close like that. All right. So unfortunately, that's the wind side. So we're going to need something sometime a little different. So what I'm going to do that's different is, this is actually, again, it's a stairwell door. So this is the, not quite sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this handle on here. So that way when you're outside, you can just grab hold of it and hold it shut. Okay, so let me show you my little door latch here. So I made that out of a piece of aluminum channel iron. Cut it down and drilled it and wire brushed it. So that will close, you can see in the sunshine, like that. And the final thing I have for this puzzle is, this is a magnetic door holder. So this thing can be, what can it be, 24 volts or 110. And of course these are used in some schools and hospitals, so in case of a fire alarm you can actually release the door and let it close to partition off a certain part of the building. So what I'm going to do is probably take this electromagnet out, although it will work on a low voltage 24 volt or 20 volt DC. I'd have to wire it in, put a box up there, and then wire it in and have power available to it. And it's just not that important. What I'll probably do is put a nice magnet in here, go to Home Depot and get a nice magnet. And then this piece will attach to the door so that this will grab that magnet. So when it's fully open here, it can grab a magnet that'll be on that box up there. So if you're leading a horse in through this door, you can just push the door open, it'll grab the magnet, lead the horse in, and then you can just grab the door and close it. Now if I hooked it up electronically, I could actually come over here and put a little push button switch that would release the door. And that would just be too cool to be able to lead the horse in and release it that way. But I have to think about that, because that might not be too hard, really. Might not be too hard. So again, thanks for watching. That's the way I do it.